Hello students, let's start with the next topics of chapter 4. Variables and their declaration. Before understanding declaration, we need to know what the variable is. A variable is a named memory location. Actually, a variable is a memory location or the block of the memory which holds a value of a particular data type, in which a value of particular data type means the data type with which it is declared, the value of that type is stored in the memory block, and that memory block is a variable. Let's just understand it with an example. First of all, declaration of variable. The syntax for declaration of variable is data type and then variable name. That means you have to first specify the data type. Data type you have to choose according to the value which you want to store in the variable, and then the name of the variable you have to write after data type. This name of the variable is an identifier. That means you can choose any name of your own choice following certain rules of the identifier. Just for example, if I want to declare a variable with the data type integer, I may write integer a, where int integer is a data type which tells the compiler that variable a will store only integer type of values. Here the name of the variable is a and data type is integer. Now as soon as this declaration is done, the compiler will reserve a memory block for variable a. Like this, a memory block is reserved for variable a, and the name for that variable memory block is given same as that of the variable, because the name of the variable is a, so the name of the memory block will also be a. And then it is written that some memory is given to that particular memory block. How much memory will be given? That is decided by the data type of the variable. Here we are using the data type as integer, and if you remember children, for integer data type 4 bytes of memory is allocated. That means if this block starts with the address 2000, that means the total size of this memory will be of 4 bytes. So if the starting address is 2000, the ending address of this block will be 2004. How we determined it? With the data type. If the data type would have been double, for double 8 bytes are given. So if the starting address is 2000, then the ending address would have been 2008, because for double 8 bytes memory is allocated. I hope this is clear to you. Then some value is stored in this box as given in the definition, that this is a memory location. Variable is a memory location which holds a value of a particular data type. As we have not given any value to variable a right now, only we have declared it with the data type, so it will store a default value in the memory block. The default value is given for all the data types. If it is integer, the default value for the integer data type will be 0, and this block will store 0 till the time the programmer is not giving the actual value to the variable a. When more than one identifier of the type is being defined, that means if more than one variable is declared with the or is to be used with the same data type, we need not write it in the separate statement. We can write it in the same statement by separating it with a comma. Just for example, this, if we have two variables salary and wage with the same data type double, instead of writing it in two different statements, double salary, double wage, we may write it as double salary comma wage and a semicolon at the end. Next is initialization of variables. A variable with the declared first value is said to be initialized variable. That means whatever first value we will give to the variable, that is known as its initialized value, or we may call that variable as the initialized variable. Java supports two forms of variable definition. In initialization of variable can be done in two forms. First one is data type variable name is equals to value. This first part we have already discussed in the declaration, data type variable name. And if we will use equal to value also in that, that means in that statement we have declaration part before equal to and initialization part after equal to in the same statement. But if we have used declaration part separately and we want to write initialization statement separately, then what we have to do, we have to first write this declaration part, that is data type, variable name and a semicolon. That will be only the declaration of the variable. Then in the next statement we may write variable name equal to value. This will be the initialization statement now. But if we see this statement, in this statement declaration and initialization are done together in the single statement, where the part before equal to is declaration and the part after equal to is initialization. Let's have a look at some examples. If it's written integer a is equals to 5, this first part integer a is the declaration part and equal to 5 is the initialization part. And here in this statement we have written the declaration as well as initialization part together in a single statement. While if we would have written integer a semicolon, that would have been a declaration part, and in the next statement if we had written a is equals to 5, we may call it as initialization part. So declaration and initialization done separately in two simple statements. If we'll see the memory block, as soon as this first statement is written integer a equals to 5, for a memory block is reserved. The name of this memory block will be a, which will have the memory of 4 bytes as data type is of integer. So if the starting address is 2000, ending address will be 2004. Now you can see in this statement I have not used a semicolon just after integer a. I am giving the initial value also. So if I am giving the initial value, compiler will store this initial value given by me at the declaration time in the box. इनिशियलाइजेशन वैल्यू जो डिक्लेरेशन के टाइम दी हुई है that will be stored in the block. But if initialization value is not given at the declaration time, then default value of integer data type is stored in the block till the time actual initial value is not given. अगर डिक्लेरेशन टाइम के समय इनिशियल वैल्यू नहीं दी है तो बॉक्स में डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू स्टोर होगी, which is 0 as you have seen in the previous slide. But if initial value is given at the declaration time, तो बॉक्स में मेमोरी ब्लॉक में 0 की जगह डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू की जगह जो इनिशियल वैल्यू अभी प्रोग्रामर ने दी है that is 5, it will be stored. I hope this is clear to you. While naming variables, make sure to follow identifier naming rules and conventions because variables are the identifiers. I have discussed a lot about default value of the variable, and even we have seen in one of the example that the default value of integer data type is 0. What about the default values of other data types? Let's have a look. Each class variable, instance variable or array component is initialized with the default value when it is created. Whenever a variable is created, it is initialized with the default value if its actual initialized value, if its actual value is not given during the declaration time. Just see the initial value of all the data types here. For byte short it is 0, integer also it is 0, for long it is 0L. L here represents long data type. L is used as suffix. Then for float we have 0.0f. Float suffix is used to represent float data type. Double 0.0d, where d is representing double data type. For character, it's the default value is null character, which is represented by /u0000. So if the question is asked what is null character, you have to write /u0000 represents the null character, which means nothing. Then next one is boolean. For boolean the default value is false, and for all other reference data types, because we have covered all the primitive data types just before this, byte short, integer long, float, double, char, boolean, all the primitive data types are covered. And if we talk about reference data type, for all different reference data type, the initial value or the default value is null. The local variables, that is the variables which you define inside the method, are not initialized by default. That means if we define the variables inside the method in which we are using them, जिस method में हम variables को use कर रहे हैं, अगर हम उसे method के अंदर ही declare करते हैं, instead of declaring them in the body of the class, we will call them as local variables, and that local variables are not initialized by default values. We have to give them the values explicitly, means by the programmer the values are to be given. Next one is constants. Constants. A constant value represents a named value that remains fixed throughout the program. That means the value of the variable which we want to keep fixed throughout the program, we may declare it as a constant, and the constants are declared with the keyword final. The keyword final before a variable declaration makes it a constant. That means the variable declaration we were doing till now is to be done in the same manner. Just before that we have to use a keyword final to make it a constant. Henceforth its value can't be changed in the program. So if we are declaring any variable as constant, its value cannot be changed in the program. Just for example, if we are writing the declaration as double pi equal to 3.14, as we know the value of pi is constant, it remains same, we can declare it as a constant. We have to just use a keyword final in lowercase letters before the declaration part, and this will make the variable pi as a constant. Next one is advantages of using constants. There are two main advantages of using constants. First one is they make your program easier to read and check for correctness. And second, if a constant needs to be changed, what you need to do, you have to only go and change the declaration part. That means you may simply change the declaration part, you may change the value of the constant there in the declaration part, and rest everywhere you will get the changed value. So these are the two important advantages of using constants.